I titled today's devotion 70 to Carry the Burden, and we are on day 252. We're on September the 9th, and today's morning rinse is Numbers 8 through 11, and there are two featured verses. They are Numbers 11:16 through 17. The Lord therefore said to Moses, "Gather for me 70 men from the elders of Israel, whom you know to be the elders of the people, and their officers, and bring them to the tent of meeting, and let them take their stand there with you. Then I will come down and speak with you there, and I will take of the Spirit who is upon you, and will put him upon them, and they shall bear the burden of the people with you, so that you will not bear it all alone." There is an old quote that says, "It's not what you know, but who you know." Another popular way to say this is, "It's not who you know, but who knows you." And some view these statements with disagreement to their validity of truth, while others base their entire life on the merits of one or both of them. It's interesting because I am an actress as well as a real estate agent, and it's not a matter of who I know, but who knows me when I get real estate referrals, or if I am getting considered for a job or something of that nature. So I absolutely believe that there's merit in what this saying is that it's not necessarily who I know, but who knows me. But regardless of the position that you take, whether you like the first version or you like the second version, there's one thing that is true. We must surround ourselves with those who are willing to help us carry our burdens. Moses was complaining to God about his burden of taking care of the people alone. And we read that in chapter 11, verse 14. And so God had, God asked him to appoint 70 leaders who were prepared to help him. Now, I don't know how many leaders were already established in his life and in the nation, but out of all of those leaders and elders, 70 of them were gathered. There could have been hundreds, there could have been a ton more, but there were 70 that were gathered in this moment. What I do know is that God moves when we move, and we must put action to our steps. So Moses's first action was, obviously he went to God and he asked for help. It's like, what do I do? And his second action was obeying God's direction to make a list of the 70 people that would be able to help take on this burden. Then God took that burden that was on him and divided it amongst those leaders. Well, my question to you is, who are your 70? Or who are your 20? Or who are your 10? And the second part to this question is, are you a part of someone else's 70? And I say 70 kind of in air quotes because there might not necessarily be exactly 70, but who are your 70 people, or 20 or even 10? And are you a part of someone else's 70? God asks all of us to help move his kingdom forward. And we cannot do it alone. Our pastors cannot do it alone. Ministry leaders cannot do it alone. What we are called to do will impact the world around us, whether that is to rise as a politician or start a business or integrate yourself into a ministry of sorts. Maybe it's to go into teaching or become a mechanic. God may be asking you to even do something like going overseas as a missionary or quit your career to be a stay-at-home mom. Whatever journey he has for you in whatever journey He has you on to move forward, you cannot do it alone. You need help. And nor can your friends do what they are called to do alone. Not only do we need our own 70, but our friends do too, which is why I titled today 70 to Carry the Burden. So today's challenge to dig deeper is to make a list of 70 people, or as many as you can think of. Just make a list from your network who can help you with what is in your heart. And maybe it's, God, I'm feeling like I need to write a book. Well, make a list of all of your author friends or all of the people who you know of. Maybe you know an editor. Maybe you know somebody who works at a publishing company. Or maybe you know of people who, do graphic design, or those authors. But make a list of those 70 people who are in your network who can help you or who you think can help you with what is in your heart to do. If it is, going overseas as a missionary, make a list of all the missionaries that you know of. Make a list of the pastors that you have relationships with and go talk to them. I mean, authentically then connect with every single person on your list and make that kind of be your mission over the next few weeks. Go down the list and just connect with them. Reach out to them and tell them what's on your heart and ask them for any advice that you have. If you're wanting to start a children's ministry, or if you're wanting to start a street ministry, or if you're wanting to start a business or whatever, just reach out to them in the next week or two. And in your conversations with them, just vocalize what is on your heart and vocalize where you feel that the needs are in order to get started, and implement that, and also make yourself available to be on their list as well, as a connection, as somebody who you're willing to, help them out if they need something. Because, sometimes we say, well, if you never need any help with anything, just let me know. But sometimes we need to be more specific in that. And sometimes we need to be a little more strategic in that. And maybe also, too, we need to tell the people that we are making ourselves available to, we need to tell them, look, I'm really gifted in this area and I love doing this kind of thing. If you ever are thinking of doing this, please let me know. I have a friend, an example, who is really gifted organizationally, and she has told me, Anita, if you ever do any kind of events at all, I would love to be able to help you, because that's like my mojo. I love doing that kind of a thing. And so if I'm ever going to plan an event, guess who I'm going to call? But if somebody just blanketly said, if you ever need anything, let me know, I won't remember that as easy, but if you are specific and say, I love doing this, or this is kind of like my gifting, or I love writing, or I love designing newsletters, or whatever, you could do trades with the person, and that way it doesn't necessarily cost a ton of money for either one of you. But if you put yourself out there to be on someone's 70 list, and they're on your list, do you realize you just expanded your connections already? And so I'm driving home this message because we all have something to contribute to God's kingdom, and we all have something to be contributed to, because we're all growing and we're wanting to build things within His kingdom. And so we can have the 70 people that are in our connection, but we can also be one of the 70 for someone else. And so giving and taking and being prepared to be available for others is also a part of that, because you are lifting someone's burden when you are on someone's list of their 70. And so just wanting to encourage you to keep being a part of the growth of God's kingdom. And this is a tangible thing that you can do. I love the fact that every single day there is a challenge. Every single day there's something for us to do to further the kingdom. And these little challenges are just ways for us to grow and to help others grow as well. And so tonight, when you pull out your journal and you have your evening reflection, the question that I have for you is, did you reach out to anybody that's on your list? Did you make your list, first of all? Did you make your list of 70 or however many that is? But did you make your list of people that are, that you feel are kind of aligned with what you're trying to do? And did you reach out to any of them? And if so, who did you reach out to? And how did that conversation go? And did they give you some inspiration? Did they give you some guidance? Did they give you some help even? Did they give you any tasks to do for whatever you are building? And then did you offer to be on their list of 70, or, I don't know what you'll call it, but did you offer to be on that, and how did it go? So I'm excited to see what you guys are building, and what things you are doing, and how you're continually transforming your lives every single day by the things that you are building. And this is such a perfect time to continually grow and to continually mold and just further God's kingdom, right? And so you know where to get my devotional. You know this is a devotional of 365 days, and we are just trekking through the book of Numbers. And so if you do not have my book, or you need to get one, the link is in my show notes. And, as always, until tomorrow, keep rinsing, reflecting, and repeating. God bless you.